What's going on? I'm going to start a little bit early because I already know everything I need to know. The studs are off the course. We know what the cut is. Do I got a couple assholes that are probably going to not make a birdie or two coming home to get me more 6-6s through? Yeah, but that's why they call it kick in the nuts, all right? That's what you sign up for when you play week long. You sign up for a kick in the nuts, and I'm here for it. And you know what? Even if it doesn't go well, I got Showdown, you motherfucker, so I'm not too worried about it. What's up, new guy? I'm the Degenerate75. I am a PGA DFS content creator who is here to help you not suck so bad at PGA DFS, because if you don't know, this shit be tough. Is this tough? Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I've heard it from around the community that this should be tough. But you know what's not as tough? Showdown, because people are fucking morons and they don't know how to play it, and I'm here to help you gain an edge on that by playing a little Showdown. Plus, I'm trying to get DK, that's DraftKings for all you that are new, to grow the contest, and I can only do that if we continue to watch this show and press DraftKings to quit being slapdicks, because they're right up there with being slapdicks, just like Joel Damon. They exceed at it, and sometimes you just got to tip your cap and be like, way to be a slapdick. If you like the cut of my jib, I encourage you to hang around the next 20 minutes. And if you really like the cut of my jib, come check out the schedule right here. You see that? Every Monday? What the hell is this? I do a course preview show, groundbreaking in the industry. No one's ever done one before. But I also do contest selection and pricing thoughts so you can get your thoughts together on Monday. So when Wednesday rolls around, you're feeling good. Of course, Wednesday night, we have the live stream. And right now, you're watching the Showdown Hoedown, round 3. But I also do round 4 on Friday and Saturday night. So always be here for that. If you're into the Underdog Pick'ems and you want to know some over-unders that you should play tomorrow, we'll wait around till the end. I will also give you 4 really good round 3 scores for all of you sweaty tryhards playing DraftKings with me tomorrow. But you're going to have to wait around till the end. Let's talk a little week long. If you don't know, this is Cut Sweats. I think it's the coolest site out there. You see my little code right here? Degenerate75, all caps, will get you half off your first month. You come over here, you want to see how I'm doing this week? Well, I'm doing okay. It would really, you can see Kurt Kitayama somehow finding a birdie on these last 2 holes would be real cool, right? Same with Grayson Sigg. So I got 2 more guys that could get in there. You can see the 6-6 rate this week is, fluctuating around 15%, pretty high, but that's because all the fucking chalk got there this week. So that's what it is. For my lineups, you can see I got some, I'm floating probably around 15% overall. I have some that aren't so high. My $100 single entry got a 6-6 through like that. And if you also, what's really cool is you can see how your guys are doing, like your most expensive guys. Like I was most locked in on Scheffler, Kirk, and Schauffele this week, and you can see if they're going to make it. Matter of fact, the first guy you can see that I had a whole bunch invested in was old Visor himself, slapdick Keith Mitchell. And he was looking okay, like he was going to rally. And he said, hey, how about that? How about I just hit every fucking ball in the water? And sometimes you got to say, you know what, Keith, you had a goal and you got there. Respect, brother, respect. So that him and old Joel Damon really fucking kicked me in the nuts, but that's okay because we got the Hobbit fighting hard for us, so we'll see where the weekend takes us. We got some 6-6s. You can go over here. You can see all your lineups. You can see your Showdown sweats. You can see everything you want to see. It's all right here at Cut Sweats. I swear by it. Use my code to get on half price over there. You can track all your lineups. As you can see, Kitayama, Daman, Kitayama. So I'll have a lot more 6-6s if Slapdick Kitayama can just find me 1 birdie on these last 2 holes. Yes, Slappy. All right, let's talk a little bit about how the course played today, all right? The cut is definitely going to be -2. Yes, the round is not over, but the cut, as you can see, literally 100% going to be -2. We've known that for quite a while. Jimmy Walker is a god. I didn't realize I took a time machine back to 2016, but I have. It feels good to be alive. I feel a little younger. My beard's a little less gray. Very exciting times. What I really want to take away from this is I think you got to notice, right? You got to look at the wave splits here. Yesterday, the PM/AM, right, or the PM/AM guys, so the guys that played late Thursday, early today, they picked up about a half a stroke yesterday, and then today they picked up about a 1.5 strokes. So 2 full strokes. If you watched the stream Wednesday night, I told you I would lean PM/AM guys. I did do a weather update where I said it looked more 50-50, but I still leaned a little bit more on PM/AM. So why was I able to get 6 of 6 higher than the rest of the field? Well, simply just because I fucking checked the weather. What a crazy concept. Weather matters, especially when you get 2 full strokes, okay? This is what, especially when you're picking your scrubs, you need these, you need the guys in the better wave. They'll just make the cut so much more when they're out there in better conditions. Not to mention, if you go look at Walker, Scheffler, Rose, Cantlay, Fleetwood, where are all these? Aaron Rye, Mark Hubbard, Jordan Spieth, all the guys in the top 10 except 2 are from the same wave, right? They're just out there in better conditions, and if they have their A game and guys in the bad wave have their A game, the guys in the easier course are going to shoot better. So that's the first takeaway, right? I wish I would have rode it harder than I did. I kind of bitched out a little bit and played guys I wanted, but I still leaned on it, and that allowed me to get a 6 of 6 rate higher a little bit more than expected. But what I'm really looking at is the weather. It doesn't seem as though the wind is affecting this course more than when it dries out, right? What has really affected this course this afternoon here for round 2 has been that the wind is picked up this afternoon, but it's also just that the course dries out. And that's super important because when we look, they are expected to get some rain over the night. So I think that tomorrow morning, I think you're going to see them just fucking bomb this course again, just like they did here on Friday morning. Look at that. A cool 1.68 under par. This is not supposed to be a birdie fest course. And when you're playing damn near 2 strokes under par for an entire wave, that's damn near a birdie fest, okay? So I think that's really important information that we can then utilize for tomorrow in making the best round 3 plays that we can do, right? Because if you don't know, new guy, there's no picks here because I don't give a shit who you play. But what I'm going to do is help you with some plays, how to play the game and get a little bit better at it, okay? Let's go check weather. If you don't know, I'm a rich fuck. I can't afford the $18 a year for windy.com. And as you can see, as of right now, it's looking like we're going to get some showers overnight there at Harbor Town. And what does that mean? Well, that means the course is going to be dried out. In the morning, once again, it's going to be mid-60s. It's going to warm up to about 70. Perfect scoring conditions and no wind. Of course, I will check the update tonight at 9 o'clock. But what I have found is when they update for the late one, it doesn't seem to affect the next day. It really seems to affect 48 hours out. So I'm really expecting this forecast right here to be the one that holds up tomorrow. And as you can see, right around 1 o'clock, when I assume the leaders will be out, because I see no fucking reason they will not put them out in 2s all day, right? The earliest guys will probably go off at 7, 8 a.m. local time, and then they'll just put them out in groups of 2, probably for the next 6 hours, and the leaders will tee off somewhere around 1 o'clock. That would be my guess. They'll finish around 5:30 tomorrow, local time, not Lord's time zone, okay? And so because of that, I think that tells us a lot. I think that tomorrow morning is going to be great scoring conditions, which leads us to a very delicate balance, right? The guys that go off early, new guy, if you don't know this, will be all the fucking slapdicks that barely made the cut, right? They'll be all the guys that are like, -2 on the dot, that just got in on the number, and they'll be the first ones out. And so they will be out there in the best scoring conditions. However, all the guys that go out late will be all the guys who are playing really well through 2 days. So you are going to have to strike this balance, and only you will know how much you value this. Do you value guys that are not playing as well that will be in easier scoring conditions, or do you play guys who are playing better in less good scoring conditions? You got to answer that question. But if you need a tiebreaker, let me tell you this. Those guys that go off later who are going to be in the better scoring conditions will inherently come with more ownership. So let that be a clue that maybe you're going to want to play at least 2 or 3 guys in every lineup from this early wave. Because I promise you, 20 to 25% of all lineups tomorrow will only play guys who start in the top 15 tomorrow, and their lineup will be fucking dead before one of their guys have even teed off tomorrow. Before a single guy is teed off, there will be 2, 3, 4 guys in the early morning who go nuts, right? Who break the slate and who have already scored nuts-type scores that those guys who waited till the very end will never be able to match with all 6 of their guys, and their lineups will be dead, and they'll never even know it. They'll be like, oh, I've got to sweat today. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're already a fucking loser, and you don't even realize it, you bum. So I'm telling you, you're going to want to at least have 1 or 2 guys minimum in every lineup that goes off early, because one of those guys, actually probably multiple of those guys going off in the morning, will break the slate tomorrow. And if you're just trying to play all guys late, that is stupid because they're going to be higher owned. That is stupid because you're going to be playing guys that you'll be missing out on guys who who already are going to break the slate. And it's stupid because, well, it's just fucking stupid. That's the biggest reason, okay? So make a point to have some of these guys that go off early, lower ownership, peak conditions. It's just going to happen, okay? Let's talk a little bit about contest selection tomorrow. DraftKings, what the fuck ever. I don't know why they do this, man. What are we doing? You know my rule. I like 20% maximum up top for my contest that I play in. As you can see, the big $20 tomorrow is, what is that, 28% up top? Paulie, tell them. God, DraftKings, get the fuck together. I mean, like, first of all, the big contest yesterday, the $100,000 filled by 10 o'clock. So they say, oh, let's just barely bump it all. A lot of fucking barking seals over at DraftKings. So that contest sucks. Fuck it, I'm not playing in it. The big 555, which sometimes I'll play in, it's a third to first. No chance I'm playing in it. The $100 single entry, at least they bumped it up to $30,000. Of course, I'll be in that one. The $200 single entry is $30,000. Just make it $40,000, you wieners. My baby, the $10 18 max, you always want to get in that, depending on if you're on a budget. This is what I'm going to do. I can already tell you I'm going to play fewer lineups tomorrow. I spammed like 200 lineups today because I wasn't really convicted on anybody, so I just kind of sprayed and prayed. But tomorrow, I'm probably going to play fewer lineups and be more selective, right? I'll probably play the $100 single entry, $200 single entry, $10 18 max, some in the $44. But if you want to spray, you want to do 100 lineups, check out the big $5, right? Check out the $3 20 max. Am I on the right one here? That's weekend. Oh, by the way, there is weekend. I never talk about weekend. Weekend is basically round 3 and round 4 showdown put together. Don't ever be afraid to go check that out. I just think the prizes always suck. Look at that. A third to first. Probably tell them. So I'm a round 3 guy, and then I'll just pick up and play again for round 4. I don't want them holding my money all damn weekend. Get the fuck out of here, DraftKings. $33 single entry is great. The $5 single entry is great. The $1 20 max is great. There's nothing new, right? And if you really, really want to spam an affordable price, go check out the 50 cent mini max, right? Pretty good one. So do the contests suck? Yes. Does DraftKings fail to realize that people love Showdown? Yes. Does DraftKings give a fuck? No. They got the interns running it. What the fuck are you going to do, okay? So I would, if it were me, I would play more higher dollar, fewer entry stuff tomorrow. But if you like a lot of guys, well, then you go spray and pray in the big $5, right? It's not the worst. At least it's only 25% up top, right? So there's that, right? That is contest selection form. If you don't know, new guy, that is where you're blowing money. Get in contests that make sense. If you go play in this big $20, you're going to have, you're going to lose all your money. That's the long answer, right? Because you're going to play guys you think are doing well, but if you don't hit the absolute nuts, you're not even going to finish in the top 10. And even if you do, let's say you finish 10th place tomorrow, you hit the lineup of a lifetime. $750 is dick, right? That's only, you're only getting 37 times one single entry. So say you put 10 entries in it, you only got 3.7 times your money, and you hit a lineup that you should expect to hit maybe once a year. Okay, so enjoy that for the next week until you burn through it. I'm telling you, it's just a really bad contest. Whereas if you would have just taken that lineup and went and put it in the $200 single entry, you would have fucking won that thing, I promise. Something to keep in mind, new guy. Hey, you know what you need to do? You need to come over to my community. I challenge you to just go look at leaderboards and tell me you don't see that little Showdown Hoedown symbol flying. We are the fastest growing community in PGA DFS. I have all kinds of winners that I love to celebrate. It is not about me. It is about us. Just look at all those. That's just for the Masters. That's all my dudes win at the Masters. It doesn't matter if you're playing $10,000 a week or $10 a week. We celebrate all the victories over there. And oh yeah, I have the best tool in all of PGA DFS. I have it for round 3, round 4 Showdown, and of course, week long, aka Kicking the Nuts, called the Rosetta Stone, which has every useful tool you need to make the best decisions for Showdown and week long. If you want access to these, come check out my website. I promise you won't regret it. And also, do me a favor. I'm an independent fuck. You'll never see an ad on my video. I don't have any sponsors. I probably can never get one because I run my fucking mouth too much. But it's just me and the editor. Just me and a nerdy editor just running this site. It helps so much if you like, subscribe, and tell a friend because you know YouTube ain't going to share my shit, okay? From there, let's get on over to some stats, right? If you don't know, I'm just over here on Data Golf. We're going to be looking at some round 2 stats. Let me hit refresh. And the first thing I always like to do for round 3, you got to remember this, new guy. Round 3, there's no position point. So if you're like, I've got to play Jimmy Walker because he gets position points. Well, first of all, quit fucking talking like that. Second of all, no, he doesn't. Okay, that's round 4. Round 3 has nothing to do with anything. Jimmy Walker has the same percentage of doing well tomorrow as fucking Jim Herman. I guarantee you they're the exact same. Yet Jim Herman will legit, and I mean legit, be 1/50th the ownership of Jimmy Walker. Jimmy Walker will be 10 to 12% owned tomorrow because 10 to 12% of people are inbreds. Okay? You'd be so much better just playing some random slapdick down here at -2. So remember that. I've got to play Scotty. He's in second place. You ain't got to do shit. It's round 3. He doesn't get any points for magically starting in round 2. Only thing he gets for starting in second place is he gets to play in shittier conditions. That's all he gets. That's all he earns for that. So you enjoy that. So why am I telling you this? Because there is a natural bias. I am single-handedly changing this, by the way, but there is still a bias against these guys that start down here. Colin Morikawa is going to start. He will be off probably in the first, 5 to 6 tee times tomorrow. He will be out there in the nuts conditions, yet will be something like 1/2 the ownership of a Scheffler or Schauffele, who are roughly in the same price range as him, right? Now, does that mean Morikawa is going to do well tomorrow? No, the guy putts like an asshole. But it does mean that if he has his A-game known, he will be in conditions that he can fucking spike tomorrow, okay? So the first thing I like to do is round 3, I always go to the bottom and I start looking for studs who are going to be under-owned and who are going to be out there in the best conditions, which are going to be the morning, right? A Shane Lowry, a Sam Burns, a Colin Morikawa, a Jim Herman, superstar Jim Herman. Okay, I don't know why I'm picking on Jim Herman so much tonight. Cameron Young, guys like that. You're going to get an inherent discount because people are just going to say, Venda play good, I got to play Venda. Scotty play good, got to play Scotty. Okay, that's what people do. So you're going to get a discount because you can't start a lineup Scheffler, Cantlay, Cam Young, right? So they're gonna be like, well, I got to take one of them out. It's gonna be Cam Young every time, okay? So you're gonna get a discount simply by scrolling down here and getting these guys who start early. They'll be in better conditions. Yes, they have not played well Thursday and Friday compared to the guys at the top of the leaderboard, but you know what? It's a single fucking round of Showdown, so who gives a shit? All right, that's what I'm saying. That's the first thing I like to look at. The next thing I like to look at, who just had a monster round today? Jonathan Ramathan, Jimmy Walker, Scotty Scheffler. I mean, like, first of all, a lot of these guys are really good players, right? Can Jonathan Ramathan go balls to the wall 2 days in a row? Yes. Yes, he can. Okay. Do I want to pay the ownership premium for Jonathan Ramathan coming off the round today? No, I don't, Bob. Jimmy Walker, Patton Kizzire, Ben Griffin, Davis Thompson, all coming off 99 percentile rounds. Am I going to play them? Not in this fucking lifetime, okay? Because the chances of them following that round up are not as good. Now, a guy like Scotty Scheffler, Tommy Fleetwood, Patrick Cantlay, they do have it in them to stack great rounds on top of great rounds because they're elite fucking players. However, you need to ask yourself, does that outweigh them being late, teeing off later and being in worse conditions and being at high ownership? Does that offset how you could play a Burns, a Morikawa, a Cam Young, any of those guys that just snuck into the cut line? Does it outweigh that? Only you will know the answer to that. And I think the real answer is yes, you probably do want to incorporate a stud or two from up here that had a great round. I just don't think you want to play all these guys thinking they had a good round, though we'll have another good on tomorrow. I don't think that's how it works, okay? Some of them will, but most of them will not. So just remember that. What about guys who made the cut, who just kind of spun their wheels today, right? Okay, well, Zach Johnson. Nobody's playing Zach Johnson. Who is a guy that spun his wheels today? Sung J.M., perfect bounce back candidate. This is the third thing I like to look at. Who are good bounce back candidates, right? Good players who spun their wheels today. Patrick Rogers spun his wheels, but that's not because he, had a bad round. That's because he fucking sucks. That's why he did it. Who are some of these guys? Wyndham Clark spun his wheels today, went backwards, actually moonwalked. Right? These are some guys like that you could get at discounted ownership tomorrow, right? Sam Burns didn't seem like he made a putt today, yet he still managed to be up putting. Crazy. Just watching him, it didn't seem like he made a single putt today, right? So that's the next thing I'm going to look at. The last thing I'm going to look at is I'm going to go right down here to -2. Anybody who gets in on the cut at -2, I'm going down, and that's where I'm starting my player pool. Did any of these motherfathers, were they really good on approach and just killed themselves? Justin Lauer just killed it on approach today and was kind of killing himself elsewhere. That's worth noting. Harris English, Ropat himself, had a really nice ball striking day. Didn't get it done elsewhere. Adam Schenk, good approach day. Didn't get it done. K.H. Lee, ugh. Okay, that's the third thing I'm looking at. Then from there, you know how I do it. Then I always go look at all the other stuff that matters. We're going to go look at approach. Troy Merritt missed the cut, picking up 6 strokes on approach today. That's insane, Bob. See you bye, Troy. Patton Kizzire had a monster round. I can't chase it, but damn, that approach looks nice. Look, this is the one I'm talking about. Look at Bez had a nice round today, -3, but not a slate breaker round, and his ball striking was immaculate. And Bez is historically not a great ball striker. He's a short game specialist. Those are the kind of guys that really go boop, 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 boop. That's my radar. I know it's not the best radar, but work with me here, okay? Shez Reavie, I was on Shez today. Let's go, Shez. Another great ball striking day. I don't know if I want to count on Shez to be good 2 days in a row, but this is what I'm looking for. Guys who had great approach, who might have dicked off other. Ben Martin, really nice approach round. Really nice ball striking day. Anybody else? Michael Thompson. Michael Thompson had a incredible tee to green day and could not putt. And if you don't know Michael Thompson, when his beard's not in his way, tremendous putter. The man's a tremendous putter. You need to know that about him. Old short putter Mark Hubbard killed it today. That's what I'm looking at. From there, you know how I like to do it. Anybody shit their pants off of the tee today? Well, Dylan Fratelli did, but he said, you know what? You can't make me finish. I fucking quit. But we need to find guys who made the cut, right? All these guys seem to miss the cut. Andrew Putnam was horrendous off the tee today. Andrew Putnam had a terrible round. Andrew Putnam can never do good tomorrow. Or he could. I'm just telling you, watch out. The guy needs a haircut, but that doesn't mean he can't have a good round. Who else? Who else really killed themselves today? Ernie. Okay, we're not playing Ernie Els. Once again, Wyndham Clark lost at every single metric today. He could never do good tomorrow. He's terrible. I could never play him. Or you could, because it's Showdown and fucking logic doesn't always apply for 18 holes of random slapdick golf. From there, anybody else that really just shit themselves off the bed today but generally was good? Justin Lauer, we already talked about. Sam Raiwa, he missed the cut. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Man, old Matthew Fitzpatrick. Oh, that reminds me, Matthew Fitzpatrick sucking today. You want a real great strategy? I was only going to share this on my website, but I've had some drinks today, so I'm going to say too much, all right? You really want to know how to get down in the weeds and see through these stats and really play the game? Go play guys who played in this PM wave, this Friday PM wave, because they were out there in noticeably harder conditions, so just inherently their stats are going to be worse. So if you're one of those people that's like, oh, you're only looking at stats when I'm picking my guys, just know this. It's going to lead you to playing all guys that played AM today, and these guys that grinded it through the tougher conditions, your Justin Thomas, your Xander Schauffele, your Matt Kuchar, your Matthew Fitzpatrick, those guys' stats are not going to look as good as the guys in the morning because they were playing a different course. So really give just a eyeball benefit. Fuck what the numbers say. Just give an eyeball benefit to the guys that played in the afternoon today because their stats are not going to reflect how well they actually played, okay? That is a great thing that you got to get the fuck off the stats and say, well, yeah, that guy didn't have a great day on approach. However, he was also out there when the wind was blowing and the course was dry and crusty as fuck. All right? So really do that if you really want to be a level 7 showdown player. Last one, around the green. Did anybody just kill themselves around the green that made the cut? Gary Woodland actually had a really good round and still killed himself around the tee. Justin Suh, great round, killed himself around the greens. Okay, and why do we look at this? Because, they're going to have a hard time stepping on their dick that hard 2 rounds in a row, right? It's hard to lose 2 strokes around the green back-to-back rounds, right? Unless you're Morikawa. From there, we already talked about Bez. Who's another one? Sam Burns. Any others? We got to find guys that made the cut, right? That's kind of the key here. Tommy Fleetwood, incredible round and still was better on the greens. That's incredible. Adam Svensson. Adam Svensson's ball striking was on point today. All right, so those are some things I'm looking at, right? If I had to tell you to follow 3 rules, do this. Stay the fuck off guys who are all at the top of the leaderboard. Get guys who are going out early who make no sense, right? Get those guys going out in the first 10 groups tomorrow who will be playing in the ideal conditions, and just know that 1, 2, 3 of them are going to break the slate before the slate even starts, and the dumbasses won't even realize this. And the third one is, and this is level 7. I'm telling you, people don't think like this. Go look at guys in the afternoon who played well relative to the other guys in the afternoon, not relative to the whole field, because to compare Matthew Fitzpatrick's round to everybody else is not fair because he played a completely different course this afternoon than the guys did in the morning. This is why weather edges matter, and this is why we play them so much at week long, because your picks fucking suck, and my picks suck, and your tout's pick sucks, and that guy's who podcast you listen to, his picks definitely fucking suck. So you might as well just try to gain an edge by playing the weather edge, and this is what we did this week at week long, and what I'm trying to get you to do for round 3 showdown. Don't listen to me. Listen to me. I don't give a fuck. It's your world. If you enjoy losing money, don't listen to me. It don't matter to me, Bob. But if you do want to win some money, I encourage you to go check out the Solver. It's the best optimizer out there. You will see my projections are in there. My ownership is in there for round 1, round 2, round 3, and round 4 showdown. And of course, week long, aka kicking the nuts. And you can use my projections to make the best form of your player pool, because it doesn't matter if you have a good player pool if you're not making good lineups. That's what the Solver does. If you're interested, go use this landing page right here, which is in the description of this video. If you use my landing page, you see that Showdown Hoedown symbol up there? It will come loaded with all my projections, all my ownership already on it, and it's the best site out there, right? All right, let's get to 4 guys who are really good at round 4 scoring. Sung J M, Russell Henley, Keegan Bradley, Taylor Moore. There you go. Yes, guys like John Rahm are good round 3 scores because John Rahm's good at every fucking round scoring. These are guys that you're not necessarily expecting. There are 4 guys to consider because I really do love that. That is something that we put over there on the Rosetta Stone. You can see, actually, this is the week long, but we do put round 3 scoring on there, okay? Lastly, if I am doing pick'ems tomorrow, here's what I'm doing. I am getting guys that they are offering numbers on who go out in the morning, and I am taking the overs on birdies and the unders on strokes, right? A guy like Cam Young, a guy like Morikawa, a guy like Sam Burns, good players that they'll be offering pick'ems on, I am going to be attacking because they are going to be out there in ideal conditions, right? If you tee off by 8:30 or 9, you're going to get your whole round in and mint conditions, okay? That doesn't mean they're going to play well. It doesn't guarantee they're going to be there, but all we can do is play plus EV plays, and I think the plus EV plays is get the guys going out early who are going to be in ideal conditions, all right? Could Scotty Scheffler kill it tomorrow? Yes, but you're going to have to get Scotty Scheffler at a much rougher number than you're going to get Morikawa, Burns, or Cam Young, or Sung J M, and he's going to be out there in tougher conditions. So that's why I would rather play the guys going out early. That's how I'll be playing my card. You play your card however you want. Please do me a favor, like and subscribe. Don't forget to come join the the coolest website out there. It is, of course, dgen75.com. I will be back tomorrow for round 4, Showdown Hoedown, and of course, Wednesday night for the live stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. I hope you kick some ass tomorrow. Never hesitate to reach out to me. I'm not like so famous. I can't like reply to you. So if you ever have a question, I'll get back to you. I'm just a normal dude. I'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy this outro.